Hello, boxing fans around the world. Thanks for joining me once again here on Talk and Fight for another episode of Boxing News Today. We'll start off with some news from Canada. Group Yvon Michel are proud to announce that Irresistible 2 has been set for when? Well, I have no idea when. Undefeated World Boxing Council champion Kim Clavel, 16-0, and World Boxing Association title holder Jessica Nery Plata, 28-2, will square off December 1st in a World Light Flyweight Unification showdown at Place Belle Laval in Laval, Quebec, Canada. So that's going to be a very good matchup, and we look forward to seeing the results from that fight. Excuse me. The super featherweight Commonwealth title remains vacant despite last night's rumble. Oh, my God. Excuse me. Rumble on the Riviera held by BCB Promotions. Exeter's Krissy Shergold and Darlaston's Vicky Wilkinson went toe-to-toe for 10 rounds, but it ended up as a majority draw as one judge voted 98-92 and the other two were tied 95-95. So majority draw. Thus, that featherweight Commonwealth title remains vacant. After two fights on the road, Exeter's Shannon Wiley enjoyed some home comforts as he took on Jamaica's Carlo Wallace. And it was appetizer for the main event, and what an appetizer it was, apparently. The pair traded shot after shot for 4 rounds. Both men gave their all and stood and traded. It was an epic fight. Exeter's Murtis Rowan opened his professional account with a 40-36 win over Evergreen Milksham Macho Man Liam Richards. Rocco was great value as always as he put on a 31-year-old through his paces. Bodmin Moore's Sam Smith also enjoyed a winning start to life in the paid ranks. The fighting farmer exploded into action against Josh Whale-trained Martin Shaw. Smith rocked the Rotherham man in the opener before Shaw used his ring noose to slow the debutant down. I don't know what that means. Ring noose. To slow the debutant down. Smith also settled into his rhythm and closed this one out to a Matchroom shutout 40-36 win. Exeter's James Drummond bounced back from a debut defeat back in June to record a victory in his second outing. The 34-year-old suffered a first-round knockout in Birmingham, but credit to Drummond, he was straight back in it to take a 39-38 win over Wiltshire's Paul Cummings. Heavyweight Harry Armstrong was back on home turf, but he returned to his native Torquay, where he splits his time between training. The 29-year-old moved to 5-2 as he defeated Nottingham Lamont Griggs. Armstrong, the bigger and heavier man, was made to work for his win as Griggs kept him busy throughout, trying to close the distance and work on the inside. It ebbed and flowed, but Armstrong got the nod, 39-37. And there are a whack of really great pictures on the site and a video as well. Go to boxing247.com. Former unified heavyweight world champion Andy the Destroyer Ruiz Jr. I'm sure you all know this, but I'll just recap quickly. Scored 3 knockdowns on his way to a unanimous decision victory over top contender Luis King Kong Ortiz in their WBC heavyweight title eliminator. And that was held this past Sunday night from the Crypto.com arena in Los Angeles. Said Ruiz, everyone was doubting me, but I worked so hard for this fight. Ortiz is a warrior and hits hard. I did a beautiful job boxing him around. I showed him more class than I usually do, just coming forward. Good for him. Elsewhere on that fight card, in the co-main event, top lightweight contender Isaac Pitbull Cruz delivered a highlight reel knockout win over veteran contender Eduardo Ramirez in the second round of their showdown. In his first fight in over 4 years, former 3-division world champion Abner Mares, 15 knockouts, by the way, in his career, fought Miguel Flores to an exciting majority draw. Yet another majority draw. They're so rare. Yet 2 of them I'm announcing today in their 10-round duel. Also on the card in the pay-per-view opener, the Dominican Republic's Edwin de los Santos, 15-1, 14 knockouts, scored an upset via third-round technical knockout as he dropped the previously unbeaten Jose Valenzuela. now 12-1. 3 times before referee Ray Corona waved off the bout at 1 minute 8 seconds into the round. Prior to the pay-per-view event, the preliminaries featured rising unbeaten super welterweight Joey Spencer, 16-0, 10 knockouts, to earn the career best 10-round unanimous decision over Kevin Salgado. And unbeaten super bantamweight contender Ruiz Alim, 20-0, 12 knockouts, showed his considerable boxing skill as a contender in earning a unanimous decision over Mike Planaya in their 10-round duel. Such good night of fighting. And although we all knew the outcome of the Ruiz fight that headlined the event, we weren't sure until today when we got the full results at who'd won those other fights as well on that card. There you go. Speaking of undefeated Mexican lightweight prospect Luis Koreano Torres, rated number 20 by the World Boxing Council, and Cesar Torito Gutierrez, 14-0-2, will throw down September 16 in the 10-round main event of another installment of the popular Canela Boxeo series, presented by Canela Boxeo from Expo Palenque in Sonora, Mexico. Co-promoted by the World Cup Boxing Series, WCBS, led by CEO Terry Holland and promoter matchmaker Guy Taylor, and De La O Promotions, Canela Boxeo is streamed live and for free on the third Friday night of every month, starting at 10 p.m. Pacific time. 10 p.m. Eastern time and 7 p.m. Pacific time. Highly touted Mexican prospect Mark Hokota, 8-0, 6 knockouts, and Kevin Pierrajita out of Colombia are matched in an 8-round special lightweight attraction on that card as well. Also fighting is super lightweight Michel Urias in an 8-rounder, and his opponent is to be announced soon. Wow, let's go down under for some news. Liam Paro and Brock Jarvis will clash for the WBO Global Super Lightweight title at South Bank Plaza in Brisbane on Saturday, October 15th on DAZN, as Matchroom break new ground with their first show in Australia. Paro, by the way, is 22-0, 13 knockouts, is ranked number 1 with the WBO at 140 pounds, and the Brisbane star will aim to kick off Matchroom's new era down under in style on his home turf. The 26-year-old inked a promotional pact with Hearn back in December after seeing off the unbeaten Yomar Alamo in Tampa, Florida on his American debut. Jarvis, who's also 20-0, 18 knockouts, comes into the bout on the back of his first fight on U.S. soil, where the New South Wales ace came out on top of it in a wild shootout with Alejandro Rodriguez in the 5th round stoppage. That was a fight held in Fresno, California, by the way. Also on this particular card on that night, we're going to see Queensland featherweight sensation Sky Nicholson, 4-0, who lands her first title shot. She fights for the vacant Commonwealth strap against Tasmania's Christina Jacobs. Undefeated heavyweight Dempsey McKean, 21-0, takes on Germany's Patrick Corte, 18-1-1 for the vacant IBF Intercontinental crown, and El Tigenario Cesar Mateo Tapia, 14-0, defends his WBA Oceania super middleweight title against Abdoulaye Mayweather, 7-0, 5 knockouts, with more fights to be confirmed soon. So that's a special night down under and a special night for Matchroom and DAZN as well. Rotherham super welterweight talent Junaid Bostan has signed a multi-fight promotional deal with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom and will have his third professional bout on the undercard of the huge WBA featherweight world title clash between Lee Wood and Mauricio Lara at the Motor Point Arena in Nottingham, Saturday, September 24th. So Matchroom makes the headlines not once but twice today. The 20-year-old southpaw who trains under the guidance of Grant Smith at Steel City Gym in Sheffield, alongside newly crowned British super lightweight champion Dalton Smith and IBF flyweight world champion Sonny Edwards, has made a perfect start to life in the paid ranks, stopping Alexis Vernat in 2 rounds on his debut in March before taking out Jose Manuel Lopez Calvero last month. Bostan is a double national champion who spent his earliest boxing years training under the Brendan Ingle team before joining Grant Smith at the age of 12. Wow. In the amateurs, he boxed for England since the age of 13 and has racked up some quality rounds of sparring with plenty of leading names in the British boxing circles. Managed by S-Jam Boxing and now promoted by Matchroom, Bostan believes he's the perfect place to develop into a force at 154 pounds and above. Quick quote from him: "I'm so excited to be signing with Eddie and Frank at Matchroom. I've had several promoters interested in me, but we were impressed by the vision that Matchroom had for my future. I don't think I've shown my levels yet. All I want to do is work hard, reach my potential, which is becoming a world champion and a massive star in this sport. For everything else, I'll leave that to S-Jam and Matchroom." Fair enough. Moving along for the last story of the day. Michael Stevenson wants to become the pride of the Midlands after becoming eligible to box for the area's super middleweight title. First comes another outing when BCB Promotions staged their next show at the Park Inn Hotel in Northampton Town Centre when Fight Night arrives on Friday, September 9th. Stevenson, who was born and raised in Bedford, but now qualifies as Northampton-based after effectively moving there to train out of the town's Team Shoebox Gym. English champion Zach Chelly is expected to move up and relinquish the belt, meaning area title holders might well be propelled onto the national stage. William Weber and Max Lovell are set to contest in the southern area strap, with Stevenson setting his sights on the Midlands alternative, another run-out. The 29-year-old missed the July date due to injury and undertakes a scheduled 8-rounder for the first time as the last step before going for honors. So that's all the news fit to print today. Thanks for joining me here on Talk and Fight for another episode of Boxing News Today. Remember to join me at 4 p.m. Eastern Time for Knuckle Up with Mike Gore and Cedric Ben. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and we'll see you then.